wonder if it's gonna rain today. I have the thought that I should wash my car today. Then get rained on. What's up, Nabob? We have a Nabob present. Yes. Naboo? How do you spell that? Naboo. I got a lot of info. A lot of ideas. During the meditation. Yeah? You're in the space? Keeping it cool, dark place. Where are you from, Nabob? Ah, you sent your message at 11 and 11:01. That's pretty good. Tennessee. Very nice. Let's see if YouTube wants to show stats or not. Probably not. Come on, Google, you know you love me. Google's always playing hard to get. Yep. What is up? The sky? That's how we always used to answer that question as kids. We thought it was so funny. What's up? Did you get a notification on your phone? Why not? Should. Google doesn't want to send me any subbies. They're trying to cock block. The bee? Oh. Yeah. A bee was trying to fuck a flower today and I cock blocked him a little bit. Oh, we both did. He's like, don't watch me. Not a single person. Do you see that I'm live?
Yes. You are alive and
Google and YouTube don't want to play. Well, not much to do about that. They miss Snap. We got one more, maybe. Maybe. Maybe everyone's just really busy earning dollars. You didn't get notification, you just randomly checked subscriptions. Okay. Fair enough. I think YouTube manages to turn everyone's little bell thing back off somehow. For channels that would be preferred, weren't making too much noise. Maybe. Dollars suck. Dollars are necessary. Dollars are the way the all-seeing eye sees you. Gotta keep an eye on your ass. What you up to? What you doing? The way with the dollars, I think, is I think we can use them as our own personal record-keeping system of our actual, real energetic exchanges, rather than putting the power in the record-keeping system, which is the dollar itself. Everyone just got flipped upside down. So use that record-keeping system, but just use it to track your own progress with your actual energetic exchanges with other living beings, and then things will work out better. Rather than like, it's like Alan Watts used to say, like, gonna accumulate a bunch of inches and then you'll finally have enough for a ruler and then you can build a house. He didn't say it like that, but it was something like that. It's like you need more rulers in order to build your house. We're out of rulers. Don't have enough measuring devices in the bank. You could do way more good with what you were given. Are you talking about dollars? Are you saying you're being a bad child and you're hoarding your dollars? What are you saying? Who else is here? I know there's more than Nabob. It says 4, and there might be more. There might be less. You don't feel like you're putting your dollars to good use? Roommate statement? Say something about a roommate? No. New Yoda? I don't know who New Yoda is. No, I forget what I said. I forget everything that I say. I'm trying to remember a particular chess player's name, and I can't remember that. And he's one of the most famous ones. No. Mugatu? Oh. Oh yeah, that wasn't me though. That was Start Where You Stand. That was his idea, but it was a good one. Yeah, imagine you have to live with a bunch of yourselves. I wouldn't mind living with myself. I mean, we're doing it anyway. You're literally already living with yourself, so if you hate yourself, then you're running off into projection land. You're running off into projection land to escape yourself. So you're always living with yourself anyway. Whether you want to admit it and look at it, then that's up to you. Mm. You forgot what I said too? Yeah. There's not really any reason to. There's no reason to hold on. Like once you figure out what like existence is, there's not any reason to hold on to it because it refreshes itself forever. You can if you want, but that's the fear overlay energy harvesting system that puts those thoughts in your head. That's why I don't care if the channel ever got erased or deleted. I don't save videos. I don't care. We have too much already. Like everyone has too much time, too much stuff, too much material items, too much everything, and it's a matter of just using what you have because you don't even know what you have. Nobody knows what they have. The majority of people are completely living in projection land, and they keep going after this like imaginary thing, and they don't actually acknowledge their own existence. Currently, presently, that's where the work is to be done. Mr. Bean. There are no pockets in coffins. Well, I mean, people used to bury their material items with them. The whole system is very weird. And then there were all kinds of theories about people being buried with their material items so they would get pulled back into the realm. There are no pockets in coffins. Yeah. Old people are still thinking about their bank account when they're getting ready to die. Still. They still don't have enough. There's still a lot of time. Yeah. Algorithms are obsessed with the result, but the mapping mechanism, even in quantum computing, compared to what the whole is, what the totality is, it's negligible. Negligible. It can't be touched. And you can appropriate yourself within that however you like. You can sit there and be scared of something tracking you or whatever, but you can always hop right outside of that into what can be tracked. But you have to learn the hard way sometimes. Oh, Niyata is here. I did some pull-ups yesterday. I lost a lot of weight, so pull-ups are really easy for me now. I thought I could do a one-arm pull-up. I could not. Can't do a muscle up anymore. I hope there's another life outside of this place where people can be free and not oppressed and mind controlled. That place is also this place. There's not an outside. Outside is an imagination only. Just think about every time you've ever traveled anywhere. It's in your imagination. Then you start walking, and you hop in the car or whatever. Then you're eventually there. Then you're like, okay, I'm here. But you're still yourself. You're still with yourself. You take your own inner universe with you. Ring muscle ups are fun. So even if you escape this realm and you're somewhere else, and you haven't dealt with your own inner bullshit that you're full of, then you're still gonna have problems. You're not gonna be satisfied. This entire reality. I know that's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter how big or small you think, it's the same conundrum, if you will. It doesn't change with scale. Yeah, it's your internal. Your internal shapes everything. Everyone's internal like landscapes do intermesh and interweave through conversation and interactions and things like that, but your actual internal self essence is yours. It's only yours. It's absolutely free. You're free to be in shackles. There's plenty of voices. I know censorship exists, obviously. Algorithms suppress shit all the time. It used to be, overt suppression, now it's just algorithmic suppression, but it's obviously still there. So you could say in that case, it's not that nobody's saying anything, it's that their message literally gets chopped before it can get out. And then you can go off into lots of theories about whether that's good or bad or I don't see the AI influence. Well, I don't really see anything in terms of good or bad per se as like a generalization, but the AI influence makes it so fallible humans who haven't yet found themselves and who are very susceptible to sort of spirit forces that wish to consume. The AI helps manage that situation until the human collective can get a hold of his shit. I see that as one possibility at least. And the sort of herding that is happening on social media um, is reflective of that. I think Og said at one point, if you give someone too much information, you can cause spiritual murder because they're getting too much information at once. So segmenting out people into groups, frequency-based groups, is not necessarily a bad thing. Ring muscle ups. All muscle ups are fun. I found that the bar muscle ups were harder to sort of get a hang of at first, but muscle ups are just fun in general. Feels good. There's never too much information. At the core of it, yes. I don't think there's ever too much information because you will go through ego deaths and you'll have life-shattering internal things happen, and then obviously you'll come out the other side, or else you'll die. One of the two will happen, or the the ego. All right, Mr. Bean, Mr. Beant, have a good one. If you start to look at the output that beings give in the form of opinion and drop the fact thing a bit, then you see that every output everyone's saying is a universe. You can take one string of words, it's an entire universe. And then obviously there are multi of those because everyone's saying things all the time. And then those come together and interweave into some sort of collectively accepted reality. But to take any one assertion so seriously, like it's a life or death situation or something, if you don't literally see someone like dying in front of your eyes, it's your imagination going pew. Because we're multidimensional. You can imagine multiple universes in a couple split seconds. You can hop back and forth really fast. And if you haven't gotten used to that sort of instant variability through conversation, then it will freak you out. And then if you combine it with some sort of drug or hallucinogenic or something like that, then it will really freak you out. Like the sort of information that is being publicly released and allowed right now is it's like what you would give to someone who's been slumbering for forever. You give a little pinch of, salt or something for their nose. Everybody wants permission for like where to start, where to, you know? How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I spend my time? What am I? How am I? When am I? Where are we? What's going on? Like everyone wants permission to simply start living, and you don't need permission to start living because you already are living, and you don't know how you're living, but you are, and you simply do. You go, you act, you move. Be natural. The idea that everyone needs to somehow learn how to live is another imposition by the control structure. The control structure just wants control, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. Who that? Hey Lauren, what's up? How you doing? Hope you're having a good one. How's the skies treating you? You're not getting radiated, are you? I'm in Fresno now, so if you come back to the Bay Area and try to visit, you're gonna have to make a 3-hour side hop. Really? What kind of office job? You taking phone calls? And why did you quit uh, flight attending? Hey, optics of one. What's happening? Hmm? Andrew, are you in the bathroom? Just knock at the door. I don't know. I don't know. What's up, Tom? I don't keep track of where everybody's at. Yeah, she's in the bathroom. She's out of the bathroom now. Is the time phone thing still living? Is that still like moving around? I wasn't really on board with that because he was getting a little aggressive. You gotta let people be. What's the topic of the day? Who has the topic? Is Earth like a playground for the gods? Earth is not a playground. Not yet. We're here to help it become a playground, hopefully. But it's not a playground right now. I am playing. I mean as a whole. If you take the totality of the collective, it's not a playground. It's like a machine. And conscious beings are not good at being cogs, so that's where the work comes in to make it a playground that allows free play. You can do the machine thing too, but both have to be allowed. Spectating, yeah. Are you saying you're spectating? No yo go, Rue voodoo. Is that what you're saying? You're spectating? Pain management center? You gonna hook it up with some Vicodin? I'm kidding. If it is, why aren't you playing? Well, who are you saying isn't playing then? See you, Lauren. Are there really others? What do you mean, Tom? Could be like a school. Boot camp. It's a rough boot camp, for sure. It's a sliding scale. The words like organic versus NPC is those are just placeholders and they just indicate a sliding scale. You don't want to get too caught up into that. How have you been able to share concepts and be so insightful while still maintaining mental clarity, ego silence, and not locking onto a specific belief timeline? That's a good one. I found more value in silence than any of the systems. So I simply stayed here. But it required a lot of stuff. Yeah, yeah. It's not also some arrived type of thing. It's like it's more like being the eye in the hurricane than some sort of arrival. And you can hop into the hurricane if you want at any point. You can always re-engage, and you can always not. You gain the freedom. It's when you stop having the idea that there's something looking over your shoulder, judging you in every movement that you're making. When you drop that one, then you become free. Exactly. That's the point. Is that Ben? No thing is also a thing. It's just a concept. Every word is a so-called thing. It's all exploration. You can go and try to find where this thing that's pointed to by the word nothing is and feel it out and try and find out, what relation you have to it. It's endless exploration. I've never found an end or an answer or something to grab onto, so you have to surrender into it. Well, you don't have to. You can fight and kick and scream for however long you want. Yeah, when you get a grasp on sort of how everything's moving and rolling along, then it's good to give yourself space. It's good to step back. Not flip the board over. Don't throw pieces at the other players. I think in our recent history, at least what we have recorded, we have instances of uh, lots of noise, tons of noise, and that usually ends up in someone getting pissy and throwing the pieces all over the place, i.e., resets and whatnot. And then eventually we come back to the same spot, or we have to relearn the same lesson over somehow. But I think there's a way to still engage and interact and be quieter, so you're not throwing the board, you're not abusing everyone around you due to your insecurities. There's a way to move in that way. The only people that are being loud are the ones that are insecure. There's nobody else. Because anyone who has seen the thing for what it is doesn't care anymore. Not really. It's just like it is what it is. You don't ever have to say anything. And then you start moving from a basis of mutual respect for everyone else who's sharing the space. And then you can actually start exploring the nuanced levels of your own self rather than doing whatever you were doing before that. Being loud doesn't ever accomplish anything. Like, it's just loud. You can have loud or you can have quiet. Cancel. Or you can have coffee. Silence is the devil of the eternal mother. Thank you. The Schumann chart is the Earth's frequency, right? Measurable Earth frequency. You want to go home? Um, Home is within. Yeah, you're already home. One way to think of it, or a more comforting thing, I guess, for when it's too much, is that you can't ever actually get away from home. It just feels like it. And if you're playing an eternal game, then you're gonna get way, way out on edge sometimes, and you'll forget everything. But you're always home. Hey, kitty. Come here, you bad cat. Hey. Come say hi.
Mommy, not bad.
He is bad.
Not bad.
Come here, kitty. You want to share your kitty wisdom? Lion King wisdom? Hello. I am the Lion King. Yes? He has a beard on his foot. How do you see it? See the tufts on his feet? He doesn't like that. Okay. Home is closer than your thoughts. Yeah, it's closer than like any tangible thing. It's closer than anything that you can, anything. That's silence. That's the home. If you hear noise or movement, then that's on the periphery. Any thoughts, any emotions, any wiggles in your body, any people moving around, any music, that's all on the outside. Right, kitty kitty? Yes? He doesn't care, he just wants pets. You shed too much, cat. He's blessing everybody with a close-up of his whiskers. Where are you, Optics? Where are you located? Are you in the States? I don't think I've seen you comment before. He'd be so skinny if he lost his fur. To lose his half fur. Yeah. Taxes. Texas is also an anagram for taxes. I think. Texas, taxes, taxes, Texas. Well, I'm probably about done talking now. You want to say something, Kat? No. Thanks for hanging out, everybody.